Since energy is eternal and infinite, it has many forms. It differentiates according to its level of vibration, which creates matter expressed through the medium of the four elements: fire, water, earth, and air. Since energy is light, light is consciousness, and consciousness defines sentience. Higher orders of being occupy differing levels of consciousness, again relating directly to the same propensity of all spiritual systems to express their angelic and demonic hierarchies in similar manners, no matter where they existed across the earth or when. Karma, or reaping what you sow, or every action resulting in an equal and opposite reaction, all refer to the expression of what seem to be corresponding physical and spiritual laws regarding the energetic relation of consciousness to matter. In a creation of opposites, where night follows day and good leads to bad, right wars against wrong and up struggles with down, our daily and lifelong experiences hold meaning and are of great importance in the evolution of the multiverse. Since, according to these spiritual and physical laws that apply at every level of creation, any type of action demands a reaction, this must be true as above, so below. Our every thought, action is an expression of energy which acts against infinite winds of screamingly, laughingly sublime and horrific vortices of intent and manifestation, each connected to the other, and all an expression of a web of individuated vibratory astral excretions that meld and mesh beyond time and space in a vast and perfect metaphor of cause and effect. This metaphor is our lives, our souls, the soloists in an eternal cosmic chorus of spheres and densities, expansion and contraction, morality and immorality. The differences are only surface. The differences that cause us to fight, to battle, to kill each other, are mere vagaries of interpretation exacerbated by power structures in order to pursue agendas, usually monetary in nature. That is the way of the world, and, again, an expression of a dark but necessary component of this world. Original sin is an excellent tool in this regard, in how it plays upon the reptilian complex by inculcating us as children in the church with the fear of a vengeful God and the threat of eternal damnation if we do not pray using certain rituals in a certain way to a certain conception of divinity to the exclusion of all other conceptions of divinity. Of course, the path remains visible to those with eyes to see and ears to hear. This shining light of truth is God's promise to the sincere seeker that is also available in every other religious system, that despite the presence of evil in the church, the mosque, the synagogue, the temple, or wherever, in the guise of bishops, cardinals, patriarchs, priests, monks, preachers, elders, deacons, and the host of internal groups and hierarchies, salvation through individual effort is possible. Through the seeking after of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that leads the aspirant through higher levels of consciousness as he or she distills the essence of God from within into expression without. Satanism as a formal religion is a creation of this dude named Anton LaVey in America, although its modern roots are often attributed to Aleister Crowley, who lived in the 1800s in Europe. As it's referred to, the term Satanism, it's usually spoken of as ritual profanities in the host Eucharist and ceremonies of Christianity that have been practiced by anti-Catholic heretical groups as well as practitioners of Druidism and Wicca in the historical context of Europe and America. Anything not of the sanitized version of the original African religions was probably aptly considered to be of the devil, of Satan, who himself was based partly upon the Cometian god Set. Beyond that, though, there are other Far Eastern streams of spirituality, Satan in particular, that speak of the dark light within as the animating creative force, leading to the mode of expression of self as bringer of civilization, of knowledge, of material accumulation and power in this world. This doctrine is one of self-actualization, or self as God, that has run counter to spiritual trends, self and other as God in the same direction through time. Many modern Satanists trace their beliefs and such to the earliest civilizations, and in fact their claim is just as valid as those who seek to divine through a manifest divinity, such as the Lord of Hosts, the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, Yahweh, or a divine architect figure. That dark light springs from the formative void that the Cometians called Amenta, and that the Bible expresses as a formless void from whence God spoke the first words, "Let there be light." All spiritual systems express this idea of consciousness rising, light bursting, emanating, or energy springing, spiraling from some endless, timeless beginning through some anthropomorphic figment, animal-like in nature, or a word or light of some sort. Their inversion of this light by imbuing it with the qualities of darkness released from the void leads to contractile energy formations, egocentric pursuits such as wealth, power, and dominance over other people, with the ultimate goal being death, black hole dissolution, and return to primeval matter and loss of consciousness. Those who pursue worldly paths of achievement fall through this nefarious structure, either consciously or unconsciously. They are the definition of service to self. They seek power as God beings for their own aggrandizement, using all of their faculties to achieve it. Their energy output is actual input. It's contractile, and they suck energy from the world in order to achieve their own ends, all of which lead to pain and death. These people tend to think of their own interests first, and then others' interests as they pertain to the achievement of their own interests. While it seems here on earth that they have achieved the heights of material power, our vision is inverted and twisted, and they represent a concentration of density and an unholy alliance with the malevolent and non-material forces that rule this world. These people's predominant ways of being are represented aptly by the 7 deadly sins: lust, gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, envy, and pride. Those on the opposite side are expansive in nature, seeking to give power equally, to share, to recognize God in each other, to abide by the laws of the cosmos, seeking unity, free expression, endless possibility. Those on this side of the aisle seek balance in the world and achieve that parity through their very existence. Warriors of the light battle ever against the powers of darkness. The contractile, repressive bulk of the material, fear and hate form a bastion against the forces of immateriality, a free-flowing love and joy. Higher order entities designated good represent these energies, who only appear when called upon with pure heart and intent. These forces, expressed in human form, are comprised of the 7 virtues: purity, self-control, will, effort, peace, satisfaction, and modesty. Service to self versus service to others. This is the soul of it. This is the divinity of oneness, of creation at its core in all of its material expressions. We in the world and cosmos are the material expression of God, shards of consciousness projected into experience in a boundless and joyous exploration of potential and possibility. Creation is an endless stage, and the light shines upon every actor, no matter how great or small, forever and ever. Amen Ra.